From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode,
This Week in Business, we talk about entrepreneurship and the future. As we approach year's end, we talk with the pros about getting your finances in order. And we meet an extraordinary entrepreneur whose mission is to use technology to shrink our ecological footprint and fill bellies. He's the subject of this week's success story.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
This Week in Business, the Indianapolis Office of Minority and Women Business Development hosts its annual year-end forum. This year's theme is Entrepreneurship and the Future.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. This Week in Business.
David Fredericks is the director of the Office of Minority and Women Business Development. He shares details on the agency's year-end forum coming up this week.
So our 15th annual year-end forum is taking place on Wednesday, December the 7th, beginning at 8:30 in the morning at the Indianapolis Central Library in the Clues Auditorium. The program itself is an opportunity for us to reflect back and look at some of the projects and the work that's taken place in 2022, but then also to give folks a snapshot of some of the things that are going to be happening in 2023. Our theme this year is entrepreneurship in the future, and so with that, what we're hoping to do is we want to start talking about not only our vendors and our business owners that are here and now, but how do we start engaging that next generation of diverse business owners in the future? So we've got a panel discussion where we're going to have individuals who are involved with training and educating not only current business owners, but also some that are in higher education. We're going to talk specifically about some of the things that they're doing to make that next generation of business owners aware of all the things that are out there for them. We're also going to have a couple of presentations from some local opportunities that are going to occur here within the city. And then we'll wrap the day up with the B2B matchmaker, where we give opportunities to the businesses to get to mingle, meet with each other, and to talk about and hopefully develop some partnerships that may lead to opportunities going forward into next year. But at the end of the day, our goal is to just, one, celebrate everything that has occurred this year, but then two, get folks excited about all the opportunities that are coming up next year and to let them know how our office can help them through that. There is a registration. We just ask folks to go to our website at www.indy.gov/OMWBD. They can find information on there to register. It is absolutely free, so there is no cost. And we tell folks go to the website and find registration, and we'll have that up until probably Monday, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, absolutely free. I would say this year's event is pretty good for everybody. I mean, we're going to be talking about some of the more established, larger projects and opportunities, but then we're also going to have, with the B2B matchmaker, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to engage with some of our local partners, whether it's Indigo, the Indianapolis Airport Authority, IU Health. There's going to be opportunities to meet and mingle and talk about all sorts of opportunities, not just things construction related, but even sourcing opportunities and things of that nature. So I would say anyone who's certified with the City of Indianapolis or who's interested in getting certified should attend this event, learn about all the opportunities, learn about the resources, and then take the time afterwards to meet and mingle not only with our staff, but with other business owners. I think the future is very bright. I think there are new business sectors that are being developed all around us. There's energy among young entrepreneurs here in the city, whether they're black or brown. Folks are sort of creating their own spaces, which is great. And I think the more that we continue to engage with them we'll be able to start to make connections to opportunities in the spaces where those young people are creating for themselves. So I think the future is really bright. Indianapolis is continuing to recover. We have a lot that is going to be coming down the pipe that we think individuals will, companies will be looking to get involved in. And so our job here is to try and, be a resource, but to make folks as prepared as possible to take advantage of the opportunities when they get those, and then to be an advocate for them. But I think the future for our young entrepreneurs that are in Indianapolis is very, very bright. And like I said, I'm very confident in the things that I see coming down for years to come with them.
It is time to talk accounting and bookkeeping. We're deep in the holiday season, so tax season is right around the corner. Do you think you're ready?
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, Accounting and Bookkeeping.
Jennifer Hall is the Executive Director of Bankable in Anderson. She takes a moment to offer some accounting and bookkeeping tips to help you navigate the upcoming tax season.
It's coming up on tax time, and so as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you really need to think about how you want your taxes to look, your financial statements to look, if you're thinking about applying for a loan. So most of the time, accountants or tax preparers will try to write off as many expenses as possible to get that net income down to a very low amount, so you're not paying as many taxes. But if you're thinking about applying for a loan, business loan in particular, over the next 12 months, you may not want your income to look quite so low. It would be worthwhile for you to not write off as many things so your income can look higher, so that you have a proven track record of income. So as we come towards tax season, it's important to really think and plan what you want to do with your business over the next 12 months. And if financing is in your future, to really start preparing for it now. There are several resources online that you can find, but I think you need to make a decision about, do you want a CPA? If you have a CPA working on your books and your taxes, you're going to pay a little bit more, but a lot of times if you have a very complex situation, it's worth the investment. But you can also look at an accountant or even a tax preparer. You may not get as much advice on how to do things or how to structure your taxes, but you will not pay as large of a fee to get those services rendered for you. And then there's always a QuickBooks, Quicken Tax that you can use to do yourself. But I would caution a business owner, when you're thinking about your business taxes, it's probably important to make an investment in a professional that can really help and guide you through that process.
Daniel Russick is the CEO of Ataraya, a sustainable new way to farm shrimp. The company originated in Mexico City, and it's now moved its North American headquarters to central Indiana.
We are a company that developed technology to enable urban shrimp farming, so we can farm shrimp sustainably without using any chemicals, any antibiotics, and using local talent to grow shrimp in cities that are not connected to the ocean. I didn't want to work. I was a student. I was 21 years old, and I was the president of the student council of my university in Mexico City. And there was a hurricane in 2005 that hit the Oaxacan and Chiapas coast. These are the two poorest states in Mexico. And we gathered goods, and then we started an NGO because that trip changed my life. I wanted to do something about the vulnerability that we found there. It inspired me. So we realized quickly that there was no future in fishing, because fishing is an extractive activity, and the resources that it relies on are, let's say, depleted, or exploited at its maximum. So we reached peak fishing in the 80s. So the only way to make the pie bigger is through aquaculture. That holds an amazing promise, and because the seafood demand grows exponentially. But at the same time, aquaculture is a very destructive economic activity. It is responsible for 50% of the destruction of our mangrove forests in the world, and you can find scandals for labor, many things, and also it uses preservatives and antibiotics to deliver a product that it's actually not that good for your health. But at the same time, the market cannot get enough of shrimp. So in the past 10 years, shrimp farming has grown 6 times, and the price has increased 10, 15%. So then the question was, can we grow shrimp sustainably? So we started doing that. So we switched from NGO to startup 11 years ago. We started developing biotechnology that previously was only used in universities and research labs. We were the first company to bring it to a commercial size operation that's still running in Oaxaca, Mexico. We started shipping fresh, never frozen shrimp here to the United States for sustainability-driven customers that paid an interesting premium for the story and for the lack of antibiotics and the quality. Our product has 3 times longer shelf life than the traditional shrimp farmed product. But we were flying the shrimp, and logistically it was a nightmare. It killed our margins, it killed our sustainability claim. So we wanted to see if the question was, can we grow shrimp using our technology in cities? And the answer to that question is Shrimpbox, which is a plug-and-play, semi-autonomous farm that we manufacture them in Mexico, and we can put them here to work, in this case in landlocked Indianapolis. So one thing that's very different than when I started with the business 11 years ago, it's so we're living in the same world. We're looking at the same data. Maybe some people are not particularly fond of this particular wording, but we all know that the food we are eating and the relationship we have with our food is not sane. Because the more we know about our food, the less we want to eat. And if you think about that, that is horrible. So why is this happening? Because we know the impact that it's having on our own health and the impact that it's having on our environment. So here we have an unconditional open door policy. Anybody that wants to come here just needs to send a message through our Instagram or website, and we will host them here. And we will show everything. They will see that we don't have any antibiotics. They will see, they can talk to the people, they can ask how they are treated. And I think that that's important in order to build trust again. Okay, so you can see here the system working properly. So the color of the water is due to the microbial community. If you go to a lagoon, it won't be clear water. And this is because I thought it was because of mud or dirt or something, no? But in reality, it's because of the microbial community that is there. So if you see a water that is green, maybe it's most likely because there's algae. So microalgae that are like plants, no, in the ocean. Here, this is it's called heterotrophic microbial community. This means that it has bacteria and it has zooplankton and it has a little bit of algae. So this is a whole ecosystem that is working along shrimp so that it's in balance. No? So this ecosystem is taking care of the water and basically managing and capturing the nitrogen that is involved in shrimp farming. If I throw these once, how many ounces of shrimp would you be surprised if I get? Let's see. Are you surprised? So shrimp are literally transparent. You can see if they have eaten. You can basically ask, how do you feel today? And if you see all their structures are complete, then it means that it's free of stress. This is very active. It has its antennas. I won't touch them because it's very sensitive. So you can see that it is well fed. You can see the tract. I don't know if you can see the tract there. So their eyes is fine. So it's very interesting because the only way to grow shrimp successfully commercially is to care about its stress. Okay, I'll save you. Bye-bye. So if it is free of stress, then it grows properly. It converts feed into shrimp properly, and we have low mortality rates. Here we might have something like 3,000 shrimp just in this tank.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
I've never seen anything.
Yeah. So 95% of the shrimp that comes to America, that is consumed in America, comes from abroad. And it might be 3 years, 5 years frozen. And the quality of that product is not good. And the sustainability and the backstory is even worse. So we are creating a new industry, creating economic opportunities, including people that maybe they are farmers that they want to diversify their income stream, maybe they are seafood distributors that have a channel, maybe they are just curious people that want to learn something new. We can train them within 30 hours of training is what they need in order to do something like this. And what we're creating together, it's an industry based on the substitution of a poor quality product with an inspiring and nutritional and sustainable product.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, beoshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at beoshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.